2017 has been a great year for games, some might argue the greatest year for games. That being said, I want to touch upon my top 10 picks for the year of 2017. These are the games I played through the most and the ones I had the most fun with. I didn't play a lot of games this year, but I do think I have a pretty good list either way. Without further ado, let's get started. Oh, and Happy New Year! Number 10. Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Now, I know what you're all thinking. What? Legend of Zelda on your list? Everybody who knows me knows I am not the biggest fan of Legend of Zelda. In fact, I don't like those games at all. This game is something different though. I originally rented this game as kind of a joke, something I could play and then make fun of my friends for playing because I didn't like it. Turns out the joke was on me. The game is actually pretty good. Whether or not you are exploring the huge vast environments or finding small temples, this game seems to have nailed the open world. Now, I didn't beat this game, but I could see why so many are giving it rave reviews. The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild is a breath of fresh air. Number 9. Puyo Tetris. Yeah, I know what you're all thinking. A puzzle game? Really? Yeah, I'm a big fan of puzzle games, especially the Puyo and Tetris series, so combining the two was only a natural fit. This game is awesome. I can't speak much for the story mode, but yeah, everything else about it is great. With such a huge variety of modes for anybody who enjoys purely Tetris, purely Puyo, or a little bit of both, this game has something for everybody. If you're smart and you're like me, you got this on the Nintendo Switch, which means you have one of the best puzzle games ever, on the go or at home. It's great for quick pick up and play sessions, whether you're on lunch break or you're traveling or whatever have you. It's simply amazing, and I recommend this to any puzzle lover. Number 8. Resident Evil 7. Resident Evil 7 was a surprise for me this year. Much like Zelda, I went in not expecting much from it at all. Turns out RE7 is a really good game, and my favorite horror game this year. Atmosphere is the main appeal of this game for me. The Baker estate is huge and detailed down to the mold-covered floors and walls. Navigating through the rundown Baker residence while solving puzzles and also keeping an eye out for them makes for a very memorable and creepy experience I won't be forgetting. Number 7. Wonderboy: The Dragon's Trap. Wonderboy: The Dragon's Trap is one of my favorite Sega Master System games. So it goes without saying that this HD remake was going to wind up on my Game of the Year list. The game is completely authentic to the original, keeping everything you remember from the old Master System game and updating the aesthetics. This is the kind of quality and care I expect when remaking an older game. Reimagining the old 8-bit graphics with a distinct and endearing art style, and remixing the music with new instrumentals that capture the original compositions while adding their own personal flair. I absolutely love flipping back and forth between the new and old visuals during the game, just to see how they interpreted the old sprites and backgrounds into the newer art. It almost feels like revisiting an old friend, and seeing just how far they've come from how you once remembered them. This game was an old favorite of mine, and it's great to see it back again. Number 6. The Binding of Isaac: Afterbirth Plus. Let's get this out of the way right now. Binding of Isaac is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, indie game of all time. Its addictive roguelike gameplay and difficulty constantly has me coming back for more. Replayability is the biggest draw for me here. Even if you die and lose everything, you want to immediately try again and do better than last time. Because of the sheer amount of content packed into this game, no two runs are ever the same. You could have one of the worst runs ever, only to completely blast through the game on the next one. The real fun comes from knowledge and familiarity of the items, trinkets, power-ups, and gameplay systems that allow you to create your own synergies and even break the game on some occasions. The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus adds more of what I loved about the original and keeps the game fresh, and I can easily see myself sinking hundreds more hours into this one for years to come. Number 5. Yoko Taro does it again with Nier Automata. This game is many things: a hack and slash, a shoot 'em up, an action RPG, etc, etc. But the most important thing is that this game is fun. While not for everybody, Nier Automata is a beautiful thematic game that asks a lot of the player, but rewards them for sticking with it. Without getting into too many spoilers, the setting of the story is about an alien invasion that causes humans to flee to the moon, using androids to fight back against them and their robotic creations. While this may not sound appealing at a surface level, this game does go much deeper than one might realize. Platinum really went out of their way to make this game as smooth as possible. Animation of the characters and the combat flow extremely well with each other, and almost make you feel as though you're controlling an elegant dance. The music is incredible and fits well with the desolate landscapes and themes you explore throughout the game. From sweeping orchestrated pieces to heart-wrenching ballads, Nier delivers in every possible way. You are doing yourself a disservice if you don't play through this game multiple times to get the different endings, because the story only gets better as you further explore it. Just give this game a chance and play it already. Number 4. Persona 5 stole my heart. I'm not the biggest RPG enthusiast, but every now and then one comes along and takes me by surprise. Persona 5 wasn't that game. Not because it wasn't good, but because I already knew it was going to be. I went in with big expectations and this game still somehow managed to exceed them. This game is oozing style. Just getting from the opening animation to the title screen will leave you thinking, oh yeah, this is gonna be something special. Every single menu and interface you see in this game pops at you with this crazy anime style flair. Music is something the Persona series is known for. The decision to go with jazz as the main influence was absolutely perfect and fits the thief motif Persona 5 has going for it. The gameplay is split into two halves. On one end you have your slice of life dating sim style daily life, and on the other you have the dungeon exploration and persona crafting. How the game manages to blend the two together is brilliant. I remember beating this game after 100 plus hours and getting sad that my time in that world was over. You spend so much time with these characters, in that world, with every person you meet, it's almost like saying goodbye to your close friends. If I could erase my memory of the game so I could play it again fresh, I would. Number 3. Yakuza Zero is not just a great game for longtime fans of the series, but also an excellent starting point for anybody curious to try it out. Being a prequel to the first game means it's ripe for newcomers to learn about both the series and the characters. It takes the best parts of all the previous entries and refines them, making this the best Yakuza experience to date. Yakuza Zero first and foremost is a Japanese crime drama sandbox beat-em-up RPG in the same vein as Sega's other IP, Shenmue. The game is a constant balancing act of super serious crime drama mixed in with moments of over-the-top action and levity. You'll literally go from an intense cutscene with a bunch of crime lords talking about family blood ties and real estate, to fighting zombies in a thriller-style escort side mission with Miracle Johnson. It's hard to really illustrate just how batshit crazy this game can be when you're not taking on the main story, but believe me, this game goes places. It's the perfect balance of great storytelling, endearing characters, and just an all-around entertaining experience. It seems a lot of people are finally picking up on the series with this game. It's well deserved and long overdue for some recognition. Take us out, Majima. Number 2. Well, Cuphead and his pal Mugman, they like to roll the dice. By chance they came on Devil's Game, and gosh, they paid the price. Paid the price. And now they're fighting for their lives on a mission fraught with dread. And if they proceed but don't succeed, well, the devil will take their heads. I think this game was made for me. Like everything. From the animated cartoon themes to the hard as balls gameplay. It takes some of my favorite games of yesteryear, like Metal Slug, Gunstar Heroes, and Alien Soldier, and gives it one of the most memorable and eye-popping aesthetics I've ever seen in games. As someone who grew up watching a lot of cartoons as a kid, the visuals of this game caught my attention, and made me feel like I was playing through an episode of an old school animatic. This game to me isn't just about the art, but the bosses as well. Each boss is such a unique and memorable encounter that revisiting them is a must. What I love most about this game is that it seems designed with the intent of making you go, God dang it, I'm done with this freaking game. Only to have you come back and try it again because damn it, you have to see what the next phase is and you are so close! I could gush on and on about why I love Cuphead so much, but I'll go ahead and finish here by saying something bold. I think Cuphead may be the best game that came out this year. For me. However, there was just one big and obvious choice that just edged it out by a thin margin. Number 1. Guys, I'm not gonna lie. When I first booted this game up and saw the awesome opening animation with classic Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, I actually began to tear up. Yes, I know a lot of you are thinking, of course Sonic is number 1 with you because you're a Sonic man. But what I think a lot of people don't understand is that this is more than just another Sonic game to me. The original trilogy, and CD, were such a big part of my childhood, helping me through some of the rougher parts of my youth and also getting me into video games in general. So it's easy to see why Sonic is more than just a mascot to me. He's kinda got a special place in my heart. But these past few decades have been pretty rough for the Blue Blur and a good number of his fans. Both the fandom and the games have been subject to constant mockery of things such as guns, rushed out broken games, odd sub fan groups, and even more rushed out games that have done a ton of damage to the franchise as a whole. Since Sonic Heroes, the quality of the games have been inconsistent to say the least, ranging from mediocre to just plain terrible, with the occasional gem that restores faith in the series before another came by to ruin it again. For a while, even I was starting to lose faith Sonic would never get another good game again. Maybe they were right. Maybe Sonic was never good. Then this game was announced. No. F you, IGN. Sonic Mania isn't just an amazing game, it's a love letter to anyone who dare call themselves a Sonic fan. Bringing in classic levels from the original trilogy and CD, and then remixing them into something else completely, as well as having brand new levels that fit the Sonic motive to a T. Besides remixing the old with the new, it's also jam-packed with Easter eggs that are thrown in that can be easily missed for anyone not in the know. Even things they added to the game, like the new drop dash, seem like something that should have been in the games from the start, with how well they work into the overall gameplay. T-Lopes absolutely killed it with the music, giving Mania a Sonic CD style soundtrack as well as some of the best remixes I've ever heard in my life. I mean, just listen to what that madman did with Press Garden Zone. It's brilliant! The visuals are so authentic and crisp you'll feel like you're playing off a 32X or a Saturn when the special stages kick in. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This game is the real Sonic 4, well deserving of a spot next to the original trilogy and CD. Christian Whitehead and his crew absolutely nailed it with this game and helped this waning Sonic fan see just how good Sonic can be when a competent team with heart and passion are put behind the project. If I could show my younger self this game, I know he would have lost his shit. So from the very bottom of my heart, I want to give the biggest shout out to them for not only making the best Sonic game of the last few decades, but also making my personal Game of the Year. Anyway, that's my list, late as usual. But tell me what you guys thought, and also be sure to let me know what your picks were for the year of 2017. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Stay tuned!